Date sets down a trap, and Ibuki she just steps right into it. You saw him set it down, and you were like, how does this work? Trapped. Ibuki, you gotta do better than that. Good day, good people. It is another fine Friday in the year of the Ascent to McDave and your United States Aviator. Welcome back to Danganronpa Hunger Games, and I bet you're wondering what's the gimmick today. Well, you don't even have to ask, do you? It's not just a fine Friday in the year of the Ascent and the Hunger Games, it is a good Friday. So we're celebrating good boys and good girls, specifically teams that can come up with a combination of two good boys and or two good girls, or a good boy and a good girl. So we got all the nasties not in here. We got all the good boys and the good girls here for the goodest of all Fridays. And it's just gonna be a good time. And the Agents of Chaos are also here. They might not be the goodest, but they're not bad. And you know, they still wanna hit the wheel. Let's see who's here though. Let's see who decided to have a good old time today. Prepare for trouble, Gundam and Jen, few Janaha good boys, Taka and Hajime, the Jacket Failures, Hiro and Kanji, the Proud Fathers, Taichi and Gerald, the Big Sisters, Sarah and Hina, Dark Arts Specialist, Kotoko and Lysithia, the Beanie Brigade, Kazuichi and Ryoma. Of course the Pure Boys are here. There's some good boys, Joe and Izuyoi. Show me your moves, Tinko and Iris, the Brainiacs, Nagisa and Quark, Healthcare, Mikon and Mercedes, All-Star alumni Sakura and Pekko, Follow My Lead Nekomaru and Boss, The Strongest Sweethearts Gonta and Rav, Eye for an Eye Munakata and Dimitri, Headphone Vibin Masaru and Marco, Small and Mighty Chihiro and Fuyuhiko, The Power of God in Anime, no Azuru, but they got good boys in Hifumi and Mizurai, Say It Ain't So, Aiko and Kana, the Hotheads, Mahiru and Himiko, No AI in Team, Chiaki and Aiba, Hope's Last Stand, Non-AI Chiaki and Makoto, Shrouded in Mystery, Fat Togami and Kei, Rock Opera, Ibuki and Reiko, Homeroom, Kizakura and Usami, which is the combination you don't see too often. Usually it's Chisa pairing up with one of the two other, but you know what, this time they're staying together. The Amnesiacs, two really good-hearted individuals with cloudy past. Flourishing Florist, Daisaku and Dedu, Mask on the Great Gozu and Seiko, Secret Assassins Maki and Kai, Selfless Saviors Juzo and Keiji, and Expert Deductions Naoto and Kyoko. You know what to do. Some of you have already done it. Some of you start this thing and you're like, oh, I already know my picks. You already know. Pick first, second, and third. Which teams do you think are going to make it into the top 3, but only the top 1 will get you guys potentially a fan vote or make their way into the finale? And with just this episode and next episode for the tag team bracket left, yeah, that's right. This one and then, well, not the very next one, because Sunday's technically the very next one, and that's OC action. The last third of your OCs will be in play. You excited for that? You better be. You better be. That means fan voting starts next week. Oh my goodness. Where is this season gone? It just feels like it's suddenly like sped up, you know? And that when that happens, I'm like, where is the year gone? That's nutty. But pick first, second, and third. Make them in the comments, because the comments could be fantastic like this one. Like that one. And while I grab this iPad, like that one. Because we're gonna calm this down. It's a 50-50. This entire season, the Pure Boys have had a peaceful time. In contrast, it's really the tale of two cities, because Chaos is reigned 4 times in singles action, and not a single time in tag team action. But if there were ever a day for that to change, as I click record in 3, 2, 1, today would be that day, because it is the 50-50. Are you ready? Let's find out if for the first time in tag team action, Chaos reigns. Will we have the first week where Chaos reigns in both brackets? Let's find out. Let's proceed. Will the Dark Arts Specialist do their thing. They. Oh, it looks like it is. Oh, well. 2 for 2.
Demons are filthy, smelly, ugly chunks of meat, more worthless than dirt and disgusting. Filthy demons deserve a disgusting, filthy death.
I do not have time to waste.
I shall feed your corpses to the mice!
Think of all I could achieve if I only had more time.
It's a shitty rule, but I didn't make it.
You will regret this.
I hate them with full power.
Yeah!
Spider punch! Chaka! Ta-cha!
Oh, it's finally happened, and and a pretty big one too. I guess they were just waiting. They were waiting for the primest of opportunities. It's gonna be more than just a good Friday. It's gonna be a, as we stop that recording, championship Friday. Glad I have it over here this time because, whew, I don't know if you guys can hear the train. I hope that picked up the train choo-choo. It probably didn't because this microphone's pretty good. As I get my ohm over here, as soon as I put it in, I can say it. Whew, as I almost knock over my whole monitor. That's the problem with having long arms and giant hands. This match is now not just for a spot in the finale, but it is for the Danganronpa Hunger Games Tag Team Championships. So if you want to edit those pics, go ahead. Am I shocked? No, because it was a 50-50, but I am curious. So I gotta make some picks. Give me Small and Mighty for first. I won't lie to you. Small and Mighty is one of my favorite teams. Don't know why, I just like the combination of Chihiro and Fuyuhiko and Mizuki. They're 3 of probably, well, 2 of my favorite Danganronpa characters. I'll give them those 2. And Mizuki, maybe my favorite, second top 3 favorites of Somnium Files characters. Which doesn't really say much. I might put her at the top 2. She might be number 1. But picking Small and Mighty for first. I think they got this one. Give me Mask on for second. And then give me the Amnesiacs, My Rider Dies for third. If they win, that'd be awesome. I'd be all for the Amnesiacs. But will that happen? I don't know. But this is a championship match. I have to switch my soundboard to the profile for the championship matches because we can only do one thing, and that's proceed. All of these teams have a shot at the finale and at dethroning the Pure Boys. But will they do it? I don't know. Because the Pure Boys, they're nothing to laugh at all. But this simulator, I don't know, maybe I should have chosen Chiaki. She's in this one. Both Chiakis are in this one. Keep an eye on both of those teams. Don't count the Chiakis out. We'll proceed. We'll start round 1. And I saw something I didn't like as the second bit of orange there. There are tributes. There are podiums. And they're not made of cardboard. And neither are these horns. Because just listen to them. Could cardboard horns really make the sound of these horns? The sound of these horns? The sound? The horns! Oh yes. Dimitri wasn't looking and fell right off of a cliff to start this thing off. Eye for an eye. Walking right off of a cliff. He's got to get his vision checked. Chihiro's being adorable as always. Hiro spots something shiny in the distance. Kyoko just wants it to end already. It just started! Tinko sizes her muscles. Keiji sets down a trap. Ryoko looks for someone dumb enough to believe her. Gundam tries to kill Hiro, but Hiro retaliates and kills him instead. Gundam, I feel so bad for you, but maybe Jin will do it. Taka gets caught in one of Keiji's traps. Now all he can do is hope to be freed. Peko is ready to defend her friends. Dedu seems to find Daisaku's presence soothing. Hina thinks about what she did to end up here. Reiko attempts to kill Marco, but Masaru intervenes just in time, protecting Marco, but having to end Reiko's life. Gonta and Raph's fingers touch by accident. They both blush a little bit, and in contrast to what happened to yesterday, Fat Togami challenges Daisaku to a duel, and he gets nowhere close to the final two. Rest in peace to Daisaku. Chiaki can't stop fawning over Aiba. Aiba's pretty cool too. Also in my top 3 easily. Maybe my number 1. Masaru rambles on about something nobody cares about. Munakata reminisces about Dimitri who walked right off of a cliff, and he's like, hopefully the same doesn't happen to me. Himiko wishes she could go home. Izuo attacks and kills Chihiro in front of Fuyuhiko. Fuyuhiko's gonna be shell-shocked now because he rushes to help, but it's already too late. Okay, my Jinx might not be dead, so Lysithia spots something shiny in the distance. Aiba finds some leather scraps and is now a cave AI. Raph sizes his muscles. Nagisa doesn't really want to, but finds himself having to get rid of the ultimate pimp, Kazuichi. Kei hopes he doesn't have to harm anybody. He might not have to. Aiko wanders off and gets lost, never to be seen again. Mercy, of course, feels sorry for Taka, frees him from the trap. Very mercy of her to be. Mercy's out here having mercy. Makes sense. Kana thinks about what she did to end up here. Jin does something really cute. The Great Gozu spots something shiny in the distance. Iris fails to grasp the gravity of the situation. It's a championship match. You better grasp it quick. If you don't, you won't be grasping those titles or a shot or a spot in the finale. Taichi's thinking of plans to get out of here. Sakura is ready to defend her friends. Kai feels like his own tag team partner is slowing him down and eliminates Maki. You hate to see it. Hifumi thanks Mitarai for being there for him. Sarah finds some tactical combat gear. She's dangerous, sharpshooting, steel-minded. Tactical combat gear, big sister Sarah. And that combat gear is coming into work as Quark tries to attack her. The combat gear diverts the blow. Makoto wishes he could go home, get a wish ring. Hajime attacks Kei from behind and strangles him. Naoto has a horrible feeling in her chest. Joe can't believe that Izuo has killed someone. Marco is glad he can rely on Masaru. Gerald attacks Hajime and Taka from behind, murdering them both. If there was anyone who could take out the former champs, it was Gerald. He's a powerful guy. Usami doesn't feel prepared for any of this. Date won't give up so easily. Nekomaru and Boss get into an argument over who should be in charge. This is not the time to argue. It's the time to win. Fuyuhiko sits there and sits down with a blank stare. Juzo sets down a trap. Kizakura gets caught in said trap. What a stupid mistake. He should have known better. Now all he can do is hope to be freed. Mitarai and Hifumi's fingers, they touch by accident. They both blush just a smidgen. Mikan attempts to kill Sakura, but Peko intervenes just in time. She slices Mikan to pieces to protect Sakura's life. And then it's almost for naught because Seiko snaps. That's good or bad. Mahiru is being adorable as always. Katoka's looking for an easy out. The boss herself attempts to kill Peko, but Sakura intervenes to return the favor. Unfortunately, Sakura dies in the attempt. You gotta carry on for her, Peko. You gotta do it. Ibuki remembers how much she misses Reiko and sobs quietly. Kanji feels strong enough to handle anything. Nani Aichiaki stares into the distance, and Ryoma thinks of a dark, dark poem. We lost 13! But we still got a whole another 50 to go. So without further ado, it's a Clear Day Loom 4. Dimitri, Gundam, Reiko, Daisaku, Chihiro, Kazuichi, Aiko, Maki, Kei, Hajime, Taka, Mikan, Sakura. And thus, 49 remain. Still, more than twice as large as a standard size game. So what are we going to do about that? Well, we're gonna proceed. We lost 13, but there's still plenty of teams left, and I don't know if any team is completely out except for Fusion Ha, unfortunately. You hate to see that. Yeah, I think they're the only team that's completely out. We'll proceed, though, to the next round. Round 2. Date does his best to avoid Ryoko. Might be smart. You never know the second that she'll turn into her other self. Kyoko sobs quietly. Raph just wants to be helpful. Hina finds a dapper suit, puts it on. It's rather fetching. Good on her. Taichi asks Gerald if he's found anything useful. Mahiru and Himiko's fingers touch by accident. They're both blushing a little bit. The redheads, the red hot heads, blushing red hot cheeks. Ibuki does something really cute. Kai can't wait to kill again. You've only killed your partner. You've only hindered your progress to winning. Kizakura still trapped, screams for help, but nobody answers. Usami hopes she doesn't have to harm anybody. You might have to, or you might not have to. Pacifist style. You've seen it before. Munakata finds an axe. That is a game changer. Kotoko attacks Himiko before Mahiru can react. There's nothing Mahiru can do, she's now all alone. The duo feels sorry for Kizakura, frees him from the trap. Nagisa thinks of plans to get out of here. Tinko ambushes Fumi and eviscerates him, and now Mitsurai is all alone. Kana looks around for stuff to scrounge. Kana's been alone for a little bit. Court tries to kill Sarah again, but the combat gear is still doing work for her. Naniai Chiaki wonders about the future. Keiji tries to kill Gerald, but Gerald is the man's. Retaliates, kills him instead. Gonta fails to grasp the gravity of the situation. Ryoko looks for someone dumb enough to believe her. Boss does something really cute. Man, I love Boss. Makoto wishes he could go home. Kanji sizes his muscles. Iris twiddles her thumbs. Gerald attempts to kill Boss, but Nekomaru intervenes just in time. Nekomaru had to kill Gerald to protect Boss's life. I hate to see Gerald go, but I do appreciate you, Nekomaru. You gotta save Boss. Today might be her. Oh no, poor boy. Aiba's wearing leather scraps. Chiaki's ready to defend her friends. Jin wanders off and gets lost, never to be seen again. That's a shame. Oh gosh, all the your turn to die kids. It's their turn to go. Fat Togami finds us all below his concern. Lysithea does her best to avoid Kitoko. Y'all need to be working together. This is the first time you've done this. I thought they were gonna just save it the entire time and just walk to the finale clean sweep, but maybe they're trying to style. Maybe they're trying to style on everyone. Kana wants to end things, wants to brawl with Nekomaru. Nekomaru destroys her and Kana bites the dust. The Great Goza starts sobbing uncontrollably. Joe fails to grasp the gravity of the situation. Sarah does something really cute. Marco is glad he can rely on Masaru. Masaru rambles on about something that nobody cares about. Izumi spots something shiny in the distance. Juzo is determined to survive this. Mercy hopes she doesn't have to harm anybody. Ryoma mopes around uselessly. Peko wishes she didn't have to kill anybody. She has only killed one person. Seiko looks around maniacally, seething. Naoto asks Kyoko if she's found anything useful, and Hiro twiddles his thumbs. Mitsurai remembers Hifumi, sobs quietly. And Fumiko just wants it to end already. But he wants it to end with the title around his shoulder. Will that happen? It could. He's been the champ. Could he be a tag team champ today? I don't know. It could happen. But first we have to pay our respects for our fallen five. A Claire de Lune 4. Himiko. Hifumi. Keiji. Gerald. Jen. Kana. Yeah, a bad day for your turn to die. It was their turn to die. Keiji, Jin, and Kana. Whew. Well, actually it was a fallen 6. Leaving us at 43 remaining. How are your picks doing? Mine? Not the best right now, but I don't think any of them are completely out. So we're good. So let's just keep on keeping on. I think we just gotta proceed, because we still got plenty to go, plenty to lose. And at the start of the next round, we will lose at least, more. I was gonna say at least one, and then I scrolled up and I was like, more! More than one, in fact. Cork is cooking up a genius idea. Hopefully that doesn't consist of you attacking Sarah again, because it hasn't worked for the past 2 rounds. So it's good to see you trying something new, Cork. Tenko feels like Iris is slowing her down, and Tenko gets rid of Iris. Maybe she's in a bit of a frenzy herself after Himiko got eliminated. Nekomaru and Boss come at Nagisa from both sides, murdering him. They're starting to work together now. Fuyuko starts solving uncontrollably. Juzo sizes his muscles. Peko wonders about the future. Kyoko can't stop fawning over Naoto. True. Mitsurai wishes he could go home. Munakata is ready to use his axe if he has to. Mercy hopes she doesn't have to harm anybody. Boss tries to kill Sarah, but the combat gear, you should have learned from Cork. It's not gonna do a thing. Aiba challenges Fat Togami to a duel, and she wins. Fat Togami bites the dust. I think that's the end of the Shrouded in Mystery team, too. Masaru attacks Kizakura before Usami can react. There's nothing Usami can do. Gonta, thanks Raph for being there for him. They've just been kind of vibing this whole game. And we've seen just vibing can get you pretty far in the game. Kanji ambushes Munakata and eviscerates him. Rest in peace. And that's the end of Eye for an Eye for this game, but I think they're already through to the finale, yeah, because Munakata got the double win last week, which is not unheard of, but it is hard. It's hard to do. So he's up there in the record books, really. Lysithea does her best to avoid Kitoko again. Date sets down a trap, and Ibuki she just steps right into it. You saw him set it down, you were like, how does this work? Trapped. Ibuki, you gotta do better than that. Naniai Chiaki has a horrible feeling in her chest. Kai twitches uncontrollably. Usami has a blank expression and seems unresponsive to what's going on. Izzy always spots something shiny in the distance. Kizakura is gone. Marco finds us all below his concern. Hajime is gone. Makoto sobs quietly. Ryoko looks for someone dumb enough to believe her. In a fit of frenzy, Seiko creeps up on Quark and turns him inside out. Was that a part of your plan, Quark? I don't think so. Kotoko finds a dapper suit. Rather fetching, Chiaki still can't believe that Aiba has killed someone. Me neither. I think that, like, goes against the laws of robotics. Aiba, we gotta do something about that. Hina acts cool in her dapper suit. The great Gozu feels strong enough to handle anything. Hiro hopes he doesn't have to harm anyone. Mahiru sits there with a blank stare. Naoto finds a shotgun. How quaint. Might be useful in a pinch. Taichi is cooking up a genius idea. Ryoma mopes around uselessly. Sarah tries to kill Kanji and shows a slight sliver of weakness in her combat gear. Kanji takes advantage, retaliates, and kills her instead. Joe just wants to be hopeful. Raph stares into the distance. Dedu reminisces about Daisaku and sobs quietly that you can still win for him. You can still do it. We have lost another 7. Down to 36. Getting close to the standard size game, and it's still, the titles are on the line. And it's not a new champ alert yet. Absolutely not. But it is, indeed, a Claire de Lune. 4. Iris. Nagisa. Fat Togami. Kizakura. Munakata. Quark. Sarah. I thought Sarah was going to make it pretty far, because that combat gear did work for her over and over again, but Kanji, he's not one to mess with. 36 left. Next round, we'll check out everyone who's left. Next round. But we still gotta get to next round. And how do we get to next round? By the music, I think you've already guessed. We gotta proceed. Are you ready for it? Let's find out what happens. I was wondering, is Ibuki gonna get free? She actually does. At the start of round 4. Nani Achiaki is going to be the next in the Chronicle of Combat Gear. How will it work for her? Gonta still doesn't really understand what's happening. Well, the wheel hit. It's a championship match. Gonta, I don't really want to... You'll get it. You'll catch on. Boss does something really cute. Fuyuko's on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Dedu feels strong enough to handle anything. Mitsurai feels sorry, so sorry for Ibuki. Frees her from the trap. Date finds some leather scraps. He is now a cave detective. Usami doesn't want to carry on and she's now suicidal. Oh no. Peko stares into the distance and Aiba doesn't really want to but finds herself having to get rid of Hina. That's the end of their team. Sarah's already out. That's right. The big sisters, they're all out. Dang. Makoto just wants it to be over already. Kyoko and Naoto have also just been vibing this game. Fingers touched, they both blush. Kai can't wait to kill again. Joe is ready to defend his friends. The great Gozu now has an ancient scepter. Everybody watch out. Mercy doesn't feel prepared for any of this. Hiro wishes he didn't have to kill anybody. Masaru keeps trying to tell a joke, but it always falls flat. Who are you telling this joke to? Who, my boy? Kanji tries to kill Nana Achiaki, but he can't find that sliver that he found when he was fighting Sarah. So the combat gear diverts the blow. Ryoma murders Seiko in front of the great Gozu. He rushes to help, but it's already too late. If this man's a shell shock, can he even use his ancient scepter? Izzy spots something shiny in the distance, the champ trying to retain. Ryoko is looking for an easy out. Mahiru sits there with a blank stare. Kotoko watches the blood off of her dapper suit. Lysithea is still avoiding Kotoko. Pretty much the whole time she's like, look, I know we reign chaos together, but you're wilding a little bit. Kotoko's out here like foaming at the mouth. She's like, anarchy. Raph sizes his muscles. Ibuki does something really cute. Naoto uses her slingshot. Pelts Dedu with rocks, which is really more annoying than anything. Nekamaru and Boss get into an argument over who should be in charge. You have had such great teamwork and now you're arguing again. Taichi is cooking with a genius idea. I look down and see something that's not great for my picks. Marco is glad that he can rely on Masaru. Tenko won't give up so easily. Daisaku's gone. Chiaki can't stop fawning over Aiba, and Juzo manages to sneak attack Date and Ryoko, slaughtering them both. That is, that's not good, because I picked that team as third. That's fine. We only lost 4. Half of them, teams that I picked. In fact, 3/4 of them, teams that I picked, because I sure did pick Mascon. Which means it's time for a Claire de Lune 4. Hina. Seiko. Date. Ryoko. 32 left. Have you ever just had a day where, you know, a bunch of your picks go? That was today for me. It's not a fun time. Let's look at everyone who's left. I said we would. Peko for the All-Star Alumni. Mercy for Healthcare. All of Follow My Lead. Ryoma still for the Beanie Brigade. All of Headphone Vibin. Mahiru for the Hotheads. Usami for Homeroom. Small and Mighty still have Fuihiko. The Power of God and Anime have Mitarai. Expert Deduction's completely in. Say It Ain't So is completely out, so is Eye for an Eye, but the Strongest Sweethearts are completely in, and so is Hope's Last Stand. Kai remains for the Secret Assassins. The Pure Boys, the Champs, are still trying to retain. They're both still in. But on the other hand, both members of the Agents of Chaos team, the Dark Arts Specialists, Kotoko and Lysithea, still in. Juzo for the Selfless Saviors. Mask On, one of my picks. Great Gozu, he's shell-shocked, but he's got that Ancient Scepter. All of the Jacket failures completely unsurprisingly enough. Tenko for Show Me Your Moves. Dedu for the Flourishing Florist. Ibuki for Rock Opera. All of No AI and Team, and Taichi remains for the Proud Fathers, and that is your final 32. But we're still not even in a standard-sized game of the Hunger Games, so I think we gotta keep going. We gotta keep rocking. Are you ready for it? Let's go ahead. Oh. Those are both kind of heartbreaking. As we start round 5, Masaru challenges Nekomaru to a duel. Nekomaru bites the dust. He's been doing too much arguing that he couldn't see the challenge that was right in front of him. Masaru laid out a trap, got rid of him. Mahiru was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Ryoma trips and falls in a really bad way, breaking his neck. Dedu sobs quietly. Joe still can't believe that Izuo has killed someone. Well, believe it, buddy. Chiaki! Yeah, believe it. Stares into the distance. Kotoko can't wait to kill again. Wrath is ready to defend his friends. Izuo spots something shiny in the distance. Ibuki thinks about Reiko and sobs quietly. Boss murders Kanji before Hiro can do anything, before he can even react. Hiro rushes to help, but it's already too late. I'd like to also say, it's interesting because if Hiro wins this one, Kaito becomes a 2-time tag team champ. And neither time he won. Neither time it would be that he won. Neither time. I think that would be interesting. Aiba's wearing leather scraps, a sight to behold. Naoto gathers ammo for her slingshot. Lysithea tries to kill Nane Achiaki, but the combat gear diverts the blow. Usami sobs quietly. Nane Achiaki's still looking tactical in that combat gear too. You saw how it dodged Lysithea's attack. Mercy finds some leather scraps and is now a cave mage, cave healer. Marco finds us all below is concerned. Tenko feels strong enough to handle anything. Mitarai wants us to be over already. Makoto is glad he can rely on Nane Achiaki. Kai is snapped. Kai is frenzied. Taichi Senku plans to get out of here. Juzo tries to kill Chiaki, but she retaliates and kills him instead. As I said earlier, don't count out the Chiakis. They mean business. Peko hums a song to herself. The Great Gozu sobs uncontrollably. Fumiko sobs controllably though, quietly. Very quietly. Gonta fails to grab the Gonta, I gotta explain it to you. Championship match, titles on the line, you gotta survive. You do it, you win it. Kyoko and Naoto's fingers touch by accident. They both blush a little bit, and Hiro starts sobbing uncontrollably. We lost another 4. 28. 4 more until your standard-sized game. And 18 more until your saving grace picks. Will you need them? You might at this point. But for right now, it's just a clear day blue. 4. Nekomaru. Ryoma. Kanji. Juzo. And as I take a sip of that good water, all of that good water, I think we just gotta keep going. We only lost 4. That's not like losing 10 or anything ridiculous, and I don't think we're gonna lose that many in this sim. However, you see this jacket? The titles are still on the line, and there's no new champ alert, so they could retain them. Unfortunately, Ibuki will not be getting them, as at the start of round 6, the Dark Arts Specialists, the Agents of Chaos, are like, Ibuki will not be a 3-time tag team champion today. So long farewell to you, my friend. Gonta sobs quietly. Dedu recalls something about Daisaku and sobs quietly. Tenko sets down a trap. Makoto wants it to be over already, and Peko gets caught in Tenko's trap. All she can do is hope to be freed. Will she get freed? I don't know. There's still some kind souls, and no, she's not gonna get freed. There's still some kind souls in this arena, and some not so kind souls. Gerald is gone. Usami has a blank expression, seems unresponsive to what's going on. Mahiru just wants it to end already. Joe still can't believe that Izuo has killed someone. Masaru attacks Peko from behind and murders her. The Great Gozu has a blank expression, seems unresponsive to what's going on. Boss does something really cute. Mercy hopes she doesn't harm anybody. You might not have to. You might not. Naoto finds a lovely bikini and puts it on. It's quite revealing. Okay. Alright, Naoto. Kai looks for his next victim. Taichi is cooking with a genius idea. Mitsurai thinks about what he did to end up here. Izzy spots something shiny in the distance. Lysithea kills Makoto in front of Nani Aichiaki. There's nothing that she can do. Nani Aichiaki's gonna have to snap out of this and get her Nani Aichiaki going on. Well... Me! She's gotta snap out of it and get her Nani Aichiaki going on. Scrolls down. 4 inches. Death. Fuyuko sits there with a blank stare. Raph is ready to defend his friends. They're still finger touching. You guys have been finger touching like the whole time. Marco feels protected by his wealth. Aiba, wearing leather scraps aside to behold. Chiaki doesn't feel prepared for any of this. Nane Chiaki trips and falls in a really bad way, breaking her neck, and Hiro just sits there with a blank stare. Now, it is a standard size game. Now, we can calm this music down. And now, we can give a Claire de Lune 4. Ibuki, Peko, Makoto, Nane Aichiaki. 24 left. Do we want to look? No, we don't need to look. We just gotta keep going. You guys know what's going on. How your picks doing? You've been keeping track of your picks. We'll see who you can get for your saving grace picks, but this is the first, both halves of today's competitors for the champs are still in. That's something to keep in mind, because they could retain. They could be the first tag team to retain. It's a possibility. But to see if that possibility becomes a reality, we have to proceed. Let's do it. Start round 7. Well, with that, it looks like you really want to retain, my boy. Aiba's being adorable as always. Fuyuko sobs quietly. Mitsurai wishes he could go home. Taichi finds a slingshot, how quaint, might be useful in a pinch. Never seen it be useful. You guys are really upping the ante. Both of you found a pretty good weapon. The Pure Boys mean business today. Izui with his laser gun and Joe with his axe. Raph feels strong enough to handle anything. Naoto still gathering ammo for her slingshot. Chiaki wants to protect Aiba, don't we all? Usami sobs quietly. Masaru keeps trying to tell a joke, but it always falls flat. Gozu sits there with a blank stare. Defumi's gone. My hero's on the verge of a nervous breakdown. She has been for a while. Deju stares into the distance. Lysithea is still avoiding Kotoko. Kai looks around maniacally, seething. Hiro sits there with a blank stare. Mercy doesn't feel prepared for any of this. Gonta thanks Raph for being there for him. Kotoko acts cool in her dad pursuit. Kyoko finds a rocket launcher. Okay. Nagisa desiccating silently. Marco's glad he can rely on Masaru. Tenko's determined to survive this, and Boss does something really cute. Honestly, no deaths. But we did pick a bunch of dangerous weapons. And a slingshot. So who's it gonna be? Let's go to the next round. Yep. Those are getting used. Those are getting used very fast as we start round 8. Kotoko's looking for someone dumb enough to believe her. Fuyuko snaps out of it. Izzy always like, I gotta retain, shoots several white-hot holes into Dude's body using his laser gun. You hate to see it. Raph just wants to be helpful. Usami has a blank expression and still seems unresponsive to what's going on. Marco was lost in thoughts, and now he's got a wish ring. He's now also very dangerous. Taichi uses his slingshot to pelt Naoto with rocks, which is more annoying than anything. It's like a giving Naoto a taste of her own medicine, because she's been pelting. Aiba tries to kill Raph, but Raph retaliates and kills her instead. You don't attack Raph, that man's is a beast. And he's a good boy for Good Friday. Tenko sets down a trap. Boss gets caught in that trap. Tenko. She's trapped Boss. You hate to see that. I hate to see it. Chiaki feels horrible for what she did. What did you... Oh, you did kill someone. I understand. Gozu snaps out of it. Hiro has a blank expression, unresponsive to what's going on. Masaru duels it out with Gonta. Masaru's taking out a lot of dangerous big folk. Took out Nekamaru. Took out Gonta in these duels. Gonta bites the dust. Mahiru sobs quietly. Naoto asks Kyoko if she's found anything useful. She's like, why yes, a rocket launcher. Which she loves the way that it feels on her shoulder. Joe, a good boy, feels sorry for Boss, frees her from the trap. Mercy wonders about the future. Lysithea spots something shiny in the distance. Hifumi is gone, and Mitsurai remembers him and sobs. And Kai's looking around maniacally seething. We still have 21 left. And to get through it, we have to give a Claire de Lune 4. Dedu, Aiba, Gonta. 21. We've lost 41. We still have 21. Are you ready? I think we have to be ready. As we calm this down, we have to proceed. There's 21 left, and the titles are on the line. Do not forget that. And both of the champs still in. Both of the Agents of Chaos still in. But in a moment's notice, they could all be gone. Will it happen as we click next round? I don't know, but Boss finds a lovely bikini and puts it on. It's quite revealing. Cool. Fuyiko seems is determined to survive this. He's got that determination now. Usami sobs uncontrollably. Chiaki doesn't feel prepared for any of this. Jin is gone. Katoko washes the blood off of her dapper suit. Mercy has a horrible feeling in her gut. Tenko sizes her muscles. Taichi cooks up a genius idea. Masaru somehow, someway finds this caveman gear a whole bunch. I feel like that's his most gathered item. Izio feels unstoppable with that laser gun. Marco wishes for Kyoko to disappear. His wish ring shimmers for a second, and then nobody seems to remember Kyoko ever existed. Naoto looks really good in her bikini though. Raph wishes he didn't have to kill anyone. In a fit of frenzy, Kai creeps up on Chiaki and slaughters her. Yase Hiro is on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Lysithea is still avoiding Katoko, which might do her some favors. Joe doesn't really understand what's happening. Mitsurai wishes he could go home. Oh man, that's all of expert deductions in a day. The Great Gozu calls Arcane Fury down on Naoto, finally using his ancient scepter. It's beaming with an inner rage, and at first it seems like nothing happened until a light breeze blows Naoto away, like an old pile of dust. And Mahiru's still unresponsive to what's going on. She's like, Himiko. We lost 3. 18 left, 8 more until your saving grace picks, but for right now, it's a Claire de Lune 4. Kyoko, Chiaki, Naoto, and check it out. 18 left. I'm not gonna check them out. We're not gonna go look at the details. We're gonna wait until your final 10. We only have 8 more to lose. But this does say that the expert deductions are out of this game, and Hope's Last Stand is out? Yes. Yes. Yes? Think so. I'm pretty sure. But there's one surefire way that we can check. By proceeding with the action. Shall we? I think we shall. 18 left, round 10. Juzo's gone. Boss does something really cute. Mahiru sits there with a blank stare. Kizakura is gone. Usami's still on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Marco ponders how best to use that wish ring. Tenko won't die like the others. Raph stares into the distance. Izioi trips and falls in a really bad way. The dead husk of Date desiccates peacefully. Kai looks around maniacally seething. Kotoko's looking for an easy out. Mercy hopes she has their harmony body. Taichi attacks Boss from behind and slaughters her. Rest in peace to Boss. You were so close, Boss. Joe still doesn't understand what's happening. Joe, you gotta figure it out. You're the last one on your team now. It's almost a new champ alert. Masaru keeps trying to tell a joke, but it always falls flat. Fuyiko murders Lysithea before Kotoko can react. Kotoko rushes to Hope, but Lysithea dies in her arms. And that's one half of the Agents of Chaos gone too. The Great Gozu polishes his ancient scepter, making the magic orb shine. Hiro snaps out of it, and Mitsurai just wants it to end already. 3 more gone, 15 remain. 5 more until your saving grace picks. You know what it's time for? A Claire de Lune 4. Izioi. Boss. Lysithea. Only 15 remain. We're not gonna check, because that could be a day, it could be a couple days. But there's a lot of items in play right now, so anything goes. I'm excited to see what unfolds. We don't have a new champ alert yet. Will we get it when we click next round? I don't know. It's up to Joe. Joe, how are you feeling? Alive? Dead? Who knows? It's round 11. Masaru, wearing leather scraps, is a sight to behold. Taichi gathers ammo for his slingshot. Mitsurai wishes he could go home. Mahiru starts sobbing uncontrollably. Kotoko just wants it to end already. Hiro looks around for stuff to scrounge. Usami's on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Raph thinks about Gonta. Sobs quietly. Joe stares into the distance. Mercy finds a suit of medieval armor and puts it on. She's been secretly carrying on this game. She's like a sleeper pick this game, low-key. The Great Gozu doesn't really want to, but finds himself having to get rid of Marco. That was one of the only teams of 2, might have been the only team of 2 left. Fuiko kills Mercy, tries to at least, but then Knight's Armor that she just got saved her life. Tenko feels strong enough to handle anything, and Kai looks for his next victim. His next victim will not be Marco, because that is who this Clair de Lune is for. Marco. We are down to 14. We only lost one. I'm not even gonna dilly and dally. We gotta get to these saving grace picks. I gotta know who's in the top 10. You gotta know who's in the top 10. And we gotta know who's in the top win for the titles. Let's go to the next round. Let's see what unfolds. When we lose the 4, we're gonna lose at least 1. Probably 2, maybe. There's some orange down there. I don't know what it is yet. Round 12. Raph now has a magic wand. Let's see what damage he can do. Usami, oh boy. Sits there with a blank stare. So does Kotoko. They're just both sitting right next to each other like, you lost your partner too, huh? Yep. Fuiko's determined to survive this. Mitsurai unfortunately gets mauled by wild animals. That's the end of the power of God in anime for this game. Mercy is ready to cleave some invaders in her knight's armor. Taichi uses that slingshot to pelt Usami with rocks. It's more annoying than anything, really. Tenko tries to kill Masaru, but Masaru retaliates and kills her instead. Masaru's had a heck of a game, to be completely honest. Masaru is wearing leather scraps too. He's like, I'm having a heck of a game in caveman attire. Hiro hopes to have the harmony body. Hork writhing with maggots. Kai looks for his next victim. Mahiru sitting there with a blank expression, unresponsive to what's going on. And Fuiko's now a sheep. The Great Gozu, you gotta remember, he has that ancient scepter. Flicks his ancient scepter, turns Fuiko into a sheep. The Great Gozu might be a favorite for this one. And Joe just doesn't understand what's going on. Joe, you've got to figure it out because you're the last hope for a title retention. We lost 2. 12 remain. 2 more until your saving grace picks, but for right now it's just a Clair de Lune 4. Mitsurai. Tenko. 12. 12? 12. We're not going to check which 12. You kind of see which 12 are left. We have an interesting mix too. A very interesting mix. But a mix doesn't mean anything to me. I'm here to see the single soul who survives this one. Or maybe nobody survives this one. That's also a possibility. We'll go to the next round and we'll see what unfolds. Oh boy. There's some orange and it looks like you might get your saving grace picks as Usami just wants it to end already. Juzo desiccates peacefully. Oh man. Oh man. Fuyuko's a sheep and boss. Kotoko snaps out of it. Sarah's gone. The Great Gozu calls Arcane Fury down on Hiro, his ancient scepter beaming with an inner rage. For a second, nothing happens. Hiro opens his mouth to say something, and then starts peeling away layer by layer. We lost a whole lot. A whole lot. Raph waves his magic wand around, sending sparkles everywhere. Kai, in a fit of frenzy, creeps up on Kotoko and kills her dead. The end of the Agents of Chaos. They perish this game. Joe remembers how much he misses Izuo and sobs quietly. Taichi decides to put Fuyuko out of the sheepy misery, and that's the end of Small and Mighty. Reiko, her corpse decomposes silently. Mercy thinks about what she did to end up here, and Masaru challenges Joe to another duel and makes this a new champ alert. It's a new champ alert. It's your final 8 in a new champ alert, and Mahiru is still just sitting there with a blank stare. We lost 4. 8 remaining, and you know what that means. After this, Clair de Lune 4. Hiro. Kotoko. Fuyuhiko. Joe. We'll scroll up, we'll look at your details. We only have 8 left. And as I calm this down, I think you know exactly what it's time for. It is time to make some new picks. 50 are gone. 8 remain. This has been one heck of a game. It has been a good Friday. And your pure boys, your good champs are now defeated, but who will take their spot for a little while? I don't know. But that won't stop me from making your saving grace picks. Let's run it down. We still have Usami remaining for homeroom. we still have Mercy remaining for healthcare. We still have Kai for the secret assassins. We still have Mahiru for the hotheads. We still have Masaru with 7 KOs for headphone vibing. We still have Taichi for the Proud Fathers. We still have Raph for the Strongest Sweethearts. And one more, the Great Gozu for Mask On. And those are your final 8. So, you know what you gotta do. Tell me first, second, and third. Make your save and grace picks known. I will make them the same. Make sure you make them in the comments because it's like a record. It's like record keeping. You'll always have them. Unless YouTube does something dumb. Which it always could. I'm gonna make my picks though. Give me... Joe? Is gone, so I can't pick him. I was gonna pick the Great Gozu, because they were my second place pick, I think? I'm gonna keep Mask On for first. Give me the Great Gozu for first. Give me Usami for second, because she could be a 2-time tag team champ. Never forget. Crazy Hyoko and Usami as the Thumbtack Terrors were tag team champions. Do not forget that. They grew on me a little bit. I kind of miss them. Give me Mercy for third. I'm getting Mikan for a 3-time tag team champ if Mercy gets this one. So, those are my picks. The Great Gozu, Usami, and Mercy. And I know you're wondering, but Avi, Mercy has the same voice actress as Sayaka in the English voice actors. Well, I cut Mercy some slack now. Mercy's a pretty good character. I won't lie. But you know, it's your final 8. And it's a championship episode, so. Oh yeah, we get the good. We get the good. We get the good music. It's the final 8. We have Mahiru, Masaru, Mercy, and Taichi. We have Kai and Raph. We have Gozu, and we have Usami. Those souls are the final 8 still in competition. For the championship, their hearts beat at the same pace of a samurai woman. Are you ready? We have to be 3 more until your final 5. 7 more until we get a new champion. Let's see. Oof. Round 14, Kanji's writhing with maggots. Mercy hopes she's after a harmony body. Raph never wants to kill anyone ever again. And the Great Gozu answers that wish of his by slaughtering him. Taichi's thinking we're planning to get out of here. Mahiru starts sobbing uncontrollably. Masaru tries to kill Mercy, but the knight's armor doesn't work for her. Kai's still looking for his next victim. Usami snaps out of it. She is now back in this game. She's been out of it for so long, but now she's back. But the person who's not back is Raph. And unfortunately, it's a cleared, no, not even a cleared Eill. It's a terrible turnabout for her. Raph. 7 remain in this game of games. Championship on the line. Who will come out on top? I'm not sure, but I think there's a way to find out. And that's to hit the samurai woman again. It is time to keep on going. Let's go on. Let's proceed. Let's click next round and see what unfolds. It is round 15. Ooh. I forgot to account that Kai is in a frenzy. Because Mercy is wearing leather scraps as a sight to behold. Masaru sizes his muscles. Mahiru is still crying. Poor Mahiru. In a fit of frenzy, Kai creeps on Mercy and kills her dead. Hafumi's gone. Taichi lost in thoughts. Next thing he knows, he also finds a wish ring. Right now, we have a frenzy, we have a wish ring, we have an ancient scepter all in play. That's nutty. That's dangerous. Speaking of, the Great Gozu polishes his ancient scepter, making the magic orb shine, and Usami longs for death. Oh, that's so sad. but not as sad as Mercy right now because it's a terrible turnabout for her. Mercedes. It's the final 6. We still have Headphone Vibings, Masaru. We have the Hotheads. For the fan vote, Mahiru. We have Kai still remaining. For the Secret Assassins, we have Taichi still here and going strong for the Proud Fathers. We have the Great Gozu for Mask On, and we have Usami remaining for Homeroom. Those are your final 6. They are still technically caught, with that heart still beating the same pace as that of a samurai woman. I'm gonna click next round and we might get to the final 5 or even less. Let's find out. Oh, he had a heck of a game. You hate to see it. Round 16, Usami's being adorable as always. Mahiru starts sobbing uncontrollably. Masaru trips and falls in a really bad way, breaking his neck. No one was gonna stop the streak that this man's went on. I think Masaru might deserve another shot. When you remember the fan votes, remember that this man's popped off. Reiko, gone, but not forgotten. The Great Gozu looks around for stuff to scrounge, Kai looks for his next victim, and Taichi ponders about how best to use his wish ring, which means we still have Homeroom, which means the singles Agent of Chaos could be your tag team champ. We have the Hotheads. Could get you guys a fan vote and make this a very red day for the tag team titles. It could be Mask On. Could the wrestling champion, the ultimate wrestler, take the win for Seiko and Jotaro? Could it be Kai for Maki, or could it be Taichi for Gerald and the Proud Fathers? I don't know, but we still gotta give a terrible turnabout for our boy who had one heck of a game. Masaru. 5 remain. Who will those 5 be? It's the 5 that we see right here. It's not changing. Unless the person with the wish ring brings back their partner. Who had the wish ring? Someone's got a wish ring. Was it Taichi? Might have been Taichi. I don't know. But I can tell you it's finally your final 5, which means technically Usami, Mahiru, the Great Gozu, Kai, and Taichi are all caught in what we usually like to call a nice little crisis of fate. The final 5. One will be your new champs. For how long? I don't know, because odds are it'll either, if it hits next week, the wheel, it hits next week. If it doesn't, they get to enjoy it for a week. They get to enjoy it for one tag team episode, the next tag team episode they're forced to defend. So we're gonna have some short-term champs, but I'll tell you who it won't be. Who? I'll tell you who it won't be. With a flick of his ancient scepter, the Great Gozu turns Taichi into a sheep. In a fit of frenzy, Kai creeps up on Usami and kills her dead. Daisaku's gone. Taichi, the new sheep, he's like, I'm adjusting to my sheepy walk. Just falls off of a cliff while grazing. Taichi, you gotta do better than that. And Mahiru sobs quietly. We have the Great Gozu, we have Kai, and we have Mahiru. That's your final 3. But we cannot talk about your final 3 until we pay our respects with this terrible turnabout for Usami, Taichi. Homeroom, no. The Proud Fathers, no. It is a battle between Mask On, the Secret Assassins, and the Hotheads. Hotheads for the fan vote. Never forget that. That's something to keep in mind. But I don't know if that'll happen because Mahiru's just been crying this whole game. Unless she randomly snaps out of it, it's possible. She beat Yuta when it was 1v1 this season. So major props to her. Don't count her out. She might snap out of it. She might do work for you. But there's still kind of crisis of fame. And we can't get a champion until we lose 2 of these folk. Will it happen next round? I don't know. It won't. It's round 18. Sakura, Hajime both dead. Kai looks around maniacally seething. Mahiru's on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and then the Great Gozu just wants it to end already. Will it end next round? It will not, but it does in the hopes for Maki. Because the Great Gozu calls down arcane fury on Kai. His ancient scepter beaming with an inner rage, Kai combusts into thousands of tiny, fiery butterflies. And Mahiru's still just sitting there with a blank stare. She's like, what's going on? Poor Mahiru, but even poorer to Kai because now it's the final two, and Kai will not be joining them, and thus it's a terrible turnabout for Kai. We've made it through 60 competitors, and only 2 remain. One of them will carry the titles to their team. The other will shake their heads in defeat. So I have to ask you guys. Interestingly enough, now that I think about it, who will it be? 2 teams, only one can win. We have Mask On with the great Gozu and Jotaro, but they also have Seiko, already a 2-time tag team champ. Will she be able to call herself a 3-time tag team champ, this time with a different team? Or will it be the Hotheads, 3 folk who've never won a title? We could have the first Lost Dimension character to hold a championship. We could have Mahiru, we could have Himiko, and we could have Himino as your new champions. They were the first team to win this season. Yes, they were. After, you know, the actual, like, after the championship episode, they were the first team after that. Could they end it off here with the titles? I don't know. Or will it be Mask On? Because the Great Gozu's been popping off. Mahiru's just been sitting there with a blank stare, though that doesn't stop her from snapping out of it and then snapping the Great Gozu's neck. It is 1v1. The title is on the line. It is Mask On. And it is the Hotheads. It is the Great Gozu. It is Mahiru. Who do you got? Gozu? Mahiru? Gozu? Mahiru? Mask On? Or the Hotheads? Let's click next round and find out to see that it will be, maybe, the Great Gozu thinks about what he did to end up here. And Mahiru kind of wanders off and gets lost, never to be seen again. The fan vote will not happen for the Hotheads, as we say goodbye to them with this terrible turnabout for Mahiru. But we do celebrate today because your winners and your new Danganronpa Hunger Games Tag Team Champions, bringing Seiko a title, her 3rd tag team title, Jotaro's first championship, and the Great Gozu's first championship. With 5 KOs this game, the Great Gozu carries them all to victory. Mask On are your new Danganronpa Hunger Games Tag Team Champs. You know, I had them in my top 3 from the beginning. I'm gonna take that one as a win. And they were my saving grace pick. I'm gonna take that one as a win. Good on Mask On. Good on the Great Gozu. I'm proud of him. Great Gozu doesn't get a ton of wins, but when he gets wins, they're either fitting or they're, I don't know, he's a good boy. The Great Gozu is a good boy, so I think that's a fitting win. Unfortunately, I'm stressed for them because they're gonna have to defend them. If not next week, then when the finales happen. It's just a matter of fact. That's what's going to happen. Masaru, y'all need to remember him, because he got 7 KOs this game. He went bonkers this game. And I think he went bonkers in another game. I think he might have gone bonkers in the 4,000 subscriber episode. Y'all remember Masaru when the fan votes come on. The Great Gozu had 5 KOs though, and that's nothing to sneeze at. And remember Kai too, because that man's had 5 KOs too. Nakamaru with 3, Boss with 3, Gerald with 3, Juzo with 2, Lysithia with 2, Aiba, Kotoko, Kanji, Taichi, Tenko, Izuyoi with 2, everyone else with 1, or none. But we don't care so much about the kills this game. We care when we see this jacket about the winner, and the winner as we bring up the tag team brackets. With just that one spot left. Mask on your new tag team champions. You thought for a second that wheel was never gonna hit in tag team action, but look at what it did right near the end, just like last season right near the end. Last season was the very last episode. This time they were like, you know what, next to last. We're gonna get him with the swerves this time. Congratulations to Mask On. They might have to defend it next week. The wheel will be increasing again. It'll be at, what, 55% for tag team? It'll be at 60% for singles, so we got all new champs this week. It was like a fresh week of champs, and I'm pretty pleased with all of them. Can't lie. Like all of the champs that are here. But that's it. But that's not, I guess that's technically all for this week. Technically, Sunday's Easter, isn't it? Huh. Well, I guess there will be a premiere on Easter. Cool. Didn't think about that. We'll see how that goes. But yes, OC Action is coming back this Sunday, so if you're not getting your Easter dinner, go ahead and open up the YouTubes, click on the premiere, and get ready for some OC action. It is the last of the qualifiers before the free-for-all, which means we've got fantastic folks like Alexander Adams? Is it Alexander Adams? I don't quite remember, but that sounds right. Buff Santa is what we call him. We got Ken from Danganronpa, Insanity's Requiem. We got... Who else do we got? We got a couple people. I just set that episode up too. We got a ton of people, and it's gonna be a fun time. We got a lot of my favorite designs. Is it Siobu? I don't remember off the top of my head, but that's a fantastic design too. I'm not gonna offshoot on the OCs. You pretty much know you don't really know who's coming up. But there's a lot of fun ones. There's a lot of fun new ones too. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. And until then, stay classy. You only got a couple more days until tag team action. If you want to check out The World Ends With You, that's coming tomorrow too, and it's just gonna be a fun weekend. I hope you're ready for it. So, happy Good Friday. Congratulations to the good champs, and I'm gonna end this one because it was a long one. Stay classy. Toodaloo. Fly crew. Thanks for watching.